SDO, City of Malolos, 104865, Bulihan Elementary School, Reading Ground of Excellence. Good day, here is the audiovisual presentation of Bulihan Elementary School in line with the Schools Division Memorandum Number 107, Series 2020, Submission and Presentation of Fiscal Year 2020 Adjusted Budget Program. Now here's the Statement of Allotment, Obligation, and Balances as of April 30, 2020, and the Statement of Allotment, Obligation, and Balances using the proposed Fiscal Year 2020 Adjusted Budget Program. To understand the two graphs shown clearly, here is another graph showing the comparison of other maintenance and operating expenses of SAOB as of April 30, 2020, and the modified SAOB. As you can see on the graph, the allotment and balance is 143,730 pesos higher than the SAOB of April 30, 2020, while the obligation shows no changes in figures. The next graph is for Fidelity Bond premiums, and it shows no changes in figures. The next graph shows that there is no budgeted allotment, obligation, and balance for repairs and maintenance. The allotment and balance for the modified janitorial services is 96,000 pesos lower than the janitorial services of SAOB as of April 30, 2020. While the allotment and balance for the modified internet subscription expenses is 12,240 pesos higher than the internet subscription expenses of SAOB as of April 30, 2020. The next graph shows that the allotment for the modified telephone expenses is 22,240 pesos lower than the previous telephone expenses allotment. Also, there is no changes in figures in the allotment, obligation, and balance for water expenses. The next graph shows that the modified semi-expandable other machinery and equipment expenses is 1,000 pesos lower in allotment and balance compared to the previous allotment of 30,000 pesos. Compared to the previous allotment and balance, the semi-expendable printing equipment is now 33,020 pesos lower as shown in the graph. Another change in figure is shown in the modified semi-expendable information and communication technology equipment expenses. The table shows that from 22,500 pesos, the modified allotment turns to 7,500 pesos. While there is no changes in the allotment, obligation, and balance for drugs and medicines expenses. Next is a difference of 49,710 pesos allotment, 39,612 pesos and 15 centavos obligation, and 89,322 pesos and 15 centavos balance for the modified office supplies expenses. Lastly, there are no changes in allotment, obligation, and balance for traveling, training, gender and development, and senior citizen and PWD expenses. The annual MOOE budget graph shows that the highest percent of the budget, which is 21.37%, is intended for electricity expenses, and the lowest percent of the budget, which is 0.32%, is intended for drugs and medicine expenses. The next graphs are for modification advice form. This graph is for the object of expenditures for deficient items. First in the list is other supplies and materials expenses with the amount of 25,000 pesos, electricity expenses 116,000 pesos, internet expenses 12,240,000 pesos, other maintenance and operating expenses 143,730 pesos, with a total of 296,970,000 pesos. The next graph is for source items. First in the list is the office supplies expenses, 49,710 pesos, semi-expandable printing equipment expenses, 33,020 pesos, semi-expandable information and communication, 15,000 pesos, repairs and maintenance, 80,000 pesos, telephone expenses, 22,240 pesos, janitorial services, 96,000 pesos, with a total of 296,970 pesos. The next 5 graphs are for annual implementation plan. The first graph is for instructional leadership. The largest allocated budget coming from the MOOE is for Project Read, which aims to decrease the percentage of non-readers and frustration readers. And the lowest is the Project Nota, which aims to minimize the level of absenteeism. Next graph is for learning environment with a budget of 29,000 pesos. The third one is the human resource management and development. The highest allocated budget coming from the MOOE is 168,730 pesos for COVID-19 equipment, and the lowest is for medical supplies, which is 3,000 pesos. Fourth is the parents' involvement and community partnership with allocated budget of 200,000 pesos coming from MOOE. The last graph is for school leadership management and operations. The highest allocated budget from the MOOE is 180,000 pesos for Fidelity Bond, and the lowest is the training expenses, which is 6,240 pesos. Now here is the list of semi-expandable items with a total of 168,730 pesos. Thank you very much. Again, this is 104865 Bulihan Elementary School, Breeding Ground of Excellence.